Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be reading some Am I the Arsehole? Anyway, let's just jump into it straight away. Let's enjoy everyone. This weekend we will be doing a stream over on my channel Pixel Playground of Pokemon Scarlet. In this playthrough we have to complete it within 100 in-game days without fast travel, over leveling, and the use of rare candies and XP candies unless we're raising up a Pokemon that is severely underleveled compared to the rest of the team. I hope to see you there. If you're interested, check out the link in the top comment. Am I the arsehole for breaking a man's nose because he apparently didn't know what stop means? I, 21 female, went to my local grocery store the other day to get 1 to 2 items and then go home. As I am grabbing said items, they were on different aisles. I see a man, 45 to 55, following me quite closely. You may say, oh, maybe it's just a weird coincidence, he wanted something on that aisle. No, he didn't pick up or look at anything. Didn't even have a card. A little more context, I was wearing a dress, not ridiculously short, but it was short because it was 90 degrees outside. Anyway, I got uncomfortable and just went to check out. Didn't see the man until I was almost in my car. He walks up and tries to start making awkward small talk. How old I am, the fact that my license plate is a different state than the one I was in, where I was coming from, if I had a boyfriend. I told him I wasn't interested and asked him to please leave me alone. He didn't get closer to me. I have a very big ick about people boxing me into small spaces due to trauma, and so I said quite loudly, please back away from me, I don't like this. He laughed and basically said, oh, she's upset, what a sweetheart, and is now 3 inches away from me. So I panicked and slammed the palm of my hand into his nose, which broke it. He began screaming at me, but I was having a panic attack and just got into my car and left. I told my friends about it, and some say I am the arsehole because I could have just ducked away, and some say that it's a completely normal response for someone who has trauma. So, am I the arsehole? Edit 1, sorry for the rant. For me, it's definitely a not the arsehole situation here, because A, some people just need to learn personal boundaries and personal space. If someone says, I am not comfortable, back away. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter if you're a guy, girl, non-binary, or any other gender. If someone is making you feel uncomfortable, I'm not the type of person where I don't think violence is the answer, but sometimes you need to do the extreme action to get people to realize. And Reddit seems to agree. The top comment says, you did good, taught that Masha a valuable lesson. Maybe he saved a few other women the displeasure of his advances. Am I the asshole for forcing my sin to give me half of his income? I won the lottery. $1,000 a day for life. I'm 58, my son is 19. I went to him and told him that I wanted to make a deal. I would give him the ticket, in return he would give me half of the money till I die. Then he gets all of the money. He said he needed to think about it. He came back and said it wasn't really fair for me to want half. He said I could live another 40 years, that he might need the money more and that I should take 20%. I said I would think about it. I signed the ticket and claimed the lump sum. I'm seeing a lawyer to set my son up for life. His education will be paid for when he gets older. He will be able to purchase a home for free basically. A trust fund will be set up so he gets a good amount of money the rest of his life. Now he is pissed I went back on my offer. I thought I was being smart, but I didn't realize how greedy he was. He also told my ex about the money, and she is pissed that I'm not giving her anything. We have been divorced for years, I owe her nothing. No, I won't give you anything if you ask. There's a reason I'm using a throwaway, not the arsehole. That is just pure greed. And let's see what the comments have to say about this. A 19-year-old kid tried to negotiate from 180k a year for doing nothing to 29k a year with zero leverage, and was surprised when it blew up in his face. What a maroon! Thank you for watching the video. If you're enjoying it, please consider hitting the like and the subscribe button. Also, you can hit the bell to be notified of when I upload next. Also, join Discord. It's going to be a great time. Hope to see you there. Am I the asshole because I, 35 male, am thinking of splitting with my wife, 35 female, because of a drunk comment? My wife and I have been together for 14 years with one child, but have been friends since we were young teens. We went to dinner at a friend's house, a child-free event, and had quite a bit to drink when the topic of my wife's ex-boyfriend came up, who I obviously knew too. We still sometimes see him because of mutual friends. They split because of his drug addiction when they were 19, and my wife and I got together a year after. In this conversation, our friend said it's very disappointing to see how bad he's doing. My very drunk wife replied how she begged him to get off the drugs and how hard it was that he chose drugs over her, and if he didn't, they'd still be together. I didn't say anything at the time because none of us were in the right frame of mind, so I kept quiet. But it has shattered my world. The next day my wife could see I was quiet, so I told her what she said and how this has made me question our entire relationship, as I always felt like the second choice. She has now locked herself in the bedroom and is giving me the silent treatment. We didn't even have a conversation because she straight away locked herself away. I think I want to end our marriage over this. I have a million thoughts in my head and I don't understand how she's giving me the silent treatment. Am I the asshole? This is a difficult one. I don't think you're the asshole in a sense, but like, I feel like you need to have good healthy communication and your wife's not giving that. My wife also mentioned that she left her ex because he was addicted to alcohol. She may still have been with him otherwise. I had no hard feelings about that. I feel like he fucked up and I got lucky. And a lot of people have agreed with that. You're not an ass because you felt upset, but 14 years is a long time to toss away from this. You did the best thing by sharing your feelings. How it spiraled into her locked away, essentially shutting down, might be a sign of a bigger issue in yours relationship. Ultimately, this is good but difficult conversation. A lot of us aren't our spouse's first choice, but we are the choice. We'd all be with someone different if something didn't happen the way it did. You included. Life has happened before us. People have learned and learned love before they shared their commitments to us. But you have to rest assured that you are damn amazing, and that your wife is better because of you. Don't pit yourself against something that will never change. I say this from a place of feeling the exact same way in the past, but trust me, it is just anxiety and insecurity effing with you. It's okay to ask for reassurance. I know he meant a lot to you in the past, but I could use some assurance knowing you're happy now. Don't let the past steal your chance to be with your woman. Which, honestly, I couldn't say that better myself. Like, I don't think they're the asshole for being upset, but at the same time, it's 14 years and you have a kid together. It just sounds like you need to have some good communication and maybe try therapy, if that is something that you guys are open to. Am I the asshole for refusing to attend my sister's wedding after what she did to my fiance? So my 28 female sister Ella, 31 female, is getting married in 2 weeks. We've always been close, even though we've had our differences. I've always been more of a laid-back, introverted person, while Ella is the life of the party and loves being the center of attention. It never bothered me much until now. I've been engaged to my fiancé Mark, 29 male, for about a year. He's wonderful, kind, supportive, and just an all-round great guy. My family has always liked him, or so I thought. About a month ago, something happened that made me question everything. Ella asked Mark to meet her for coffee one day, saying she needed help picking out a wedding gift for me. I didn't think much of it at the time, but when Mark came home, he was really quiet. After some coaxing, he finally told me what happened. Apparently, Ella spent the entire time trying to convince him that I wasn't right for him. She told him, I was too boring, and that I wasn't ambitious enough, and that he could do better. She even went so far to suggest that he should call off the engagement and see other people. Mark was completely blindsided and upset. He said he defended me, but it was clear that Ella was relentless. I was furious when I found out. I confronted Ella and she didn't even deny it. She said she was just looking out for Mark and that she wants the best for him. When I asked her why she thought it was her place to interfere in our relationship, she just shrugged and said she was being honest. I told her what she did was completely out of line and hurtful. Not just to me, but to Mark as well. She didn't apologize, instead she doubled down, saying that if I was confident in my relationship, I wouldn't be so upset. I ended up leaving her house in tears. Since then, I've barely spoken to her. My parents found out about the situation, and while they agree what Ella did was wrong, they're begging me to still attend the wedding. They think that missing it will cause a huge rift in the family, and I should just let it go for the sake of peace. But I don't know if I can. Every time I think about what she did, it makes my blood boil. I feel betrayed and hurt, and I don't know if I can just pretend everything is fine for her big day. Mark supports whatever decision I make, but I can tell he's hurt by this too. So am I the asshole for refusing to go to my sister's wedding after what she did to my fiancé? And no, you would not be the asshole. She was unsupportive of you and your fiancé's relationship. Why should you respect hers? Like, I'm sorry, but respect goes both ways. If she is not going to respect you, you should not respect her. And honestly, I don't think you should go. But that's just me. What did Reddit say? Top comment says, not the asshole. Tell your parents you're staying home for the sake of peace. Your peace. Which I completely agree with. Another person said, not the asshole. Narcissist, cheaters, basically generally shitty people, all bank on the fact that your reaction to their toxic behavior will be viewed as an overreaction, and they try to pin the blame on you. This is especially true in family dynamics, with this ridiculous belief that somehow being related by blood gives someone a free pass to shit all over you. If she ever is truly repent, then maybe there would be room for grace and forgiveness, but until then I would consider her dead to you. Would I be the asshole if I break off my engagement because of his new views about women? Trigger warning essay. Burner account post. My 28 female fiancé, 34 male, and I used to have a great relationship, but for the last year, his political views have become a problem. I mostly bit my tongue about it, but it came to a head when he accused a woman at his job of lying about her sexual assault. I pointed out that when a woman accuses a man of rapes, he questions it and says she's lying. He justified that by saying it's stupid to believe an accusation like that with no proof. I pointed out that he has no proof that she's lying either, but he's accusing her anyway. He often sends me articles of women, usually teachers, sexually abusing boys. I brought up that he never says the boys are lying or asks for proof. He got very upset and kept repeating that I was trivializing male sexual abuse. I don't feel like I was. I feel that I was just pointing out the hypocrisy, which honestly you are. He denied being biased against female accusers. I reminded him that when the allegations against Diddy first happened, he said feminists were just trying to ruin a successful man's life. Unsurprisingly, he never brought up the man who accused Diddy of sexual assault. He defended Diddy up until the video of him physically assaulting Cassie was leaked. Even then he said, "We didn't know the whole story." The final straw was when he was telling me, yet again, how women are actually worse than men, because we are sneaky and conniving and at least men will F you over to your face. He kept saying that women are far worse people than men. and I just lost it. I said that there was nowhere on earth, not now, or ever in recorded history, has the female violent crime rate been higher than the males. I told him that men kill each other even more than they kill us, so they are a bigger danger to themselves than some girl being sneaky. I said that blaming women for unfair legislation like conscription makes no sense when men make up the majority of the US government, and most, if not all, other governments. He was absolutely furious about all this. He didn't argue with me per se, he just told me that I was brainwashed by the feminist agenda, and that feminism lied to me, and convinced me I was special. I still don't know where that comment came from. It was not relevant to anything. I admitted I was pissed off and said, well, maybe patriarchy lied to you about this relationship being special. I threw my ring at the table, left the house, and I haven't spoken to him since. Today, he sent me a long text saying how I belittled him with that comment and that I would be a good wife if I could just stop needing to be right all the time. I haven't responded, and I'm conflicted about if I will at all. I feel bad about throwing his ring. I really feel bad that I hurt his feelings by saying our relationship isn't special, but still, to be honest, I'm seriously questioning if I really want to marry him. He has always been argumentative, not just with me, with everyone. Normally I just ignore it, but he was so egregious with his hypocritical BS. I shouldn't have taken the bait. I don't feel like men are genuinely bad. I was speaking out of anger. I don't consider myself to be a super political person. I'm not even sure if I count as a feminist. He just has a new complaint about women every freaking day at this point. It's so frustrating. I don't know when he became this way, but it sucks. There are still things I love about him, but the things he has been saying may be more than I can forgive. Despite all that, I am still responsible for my intense outbursts because I ignored his constant woman bashing in an effort to keep the peace. I exploded when I could have just spoken up from the start. Maybe if I nipped it in the butt right from the start, it could have been better. I don't know. I don't know what to do. Am I the asshole? I'm going to say this, you're not the asshole. You came from the right perspective. He was definitely being hypocritical. And at the end of the day, he's showing his true colors, and if you don't like that, honestly, I would seriously think about calling you off. And I'm not the type of person who thinks, oh, break things off, but this person does not seem like he actually cares about learning. So let's see what Reddit has to say. Top comment says, he is telling you who he truly is. Which I agree. The next comment says, nope, stating how I belittled him with that comment and said I would be a good wife if I could just stop needing to be right all the time. That's all you needed to hear from him to not look back. That's exactly it. You say that you wish you spoke up earlier, but honestly, I don't know if that would have changed his behavior. Am I the asshole for glowing up after my divorce and not before? I, 53 female, have been divorced from my ex-husband Larry, 54 male, for 6 years. Larry and I have 2 adult children, Steve, 27 male, and Carla, 25 female. Larry and I met in college where we were both electrical engineering students. We were both very much on the nerdy side, and looked the part, but were very attracted to each other, so I thought anyway. We got married soon after we graduated and both worked as engineers, but after a few years Larry decided he wanted to go to law school to become a patent lawyer. In order to look the lawyer part, Larry underwent a major glow up during this time on pretty much all levels, tailored clothes, fancy haircuts, designer accessories like watches, etc., along with working out to trade his dad bod for a lean gym bod. During this time, I was having/raising our small children, while taking care of about 95% of the household matters because of his long working hours, all while working full time. All I'm gonna say is the start of this is sounding a bit like How I Met Your Mother. Like when Marshall is, like, gets the job at Barney's firm. I admit, I did not glow up, along with Larry. My own appearance has always been on the plainer side. I'm not overweight, but a bit stocky. Simply cut hair, glasses, practical clothes, not much makeup. Larry loved me as is for about the first decade of our relationship, but after he started working as a lawyer, he started to become drawn to more conventionally attractive women, and had several affairs. When I pressed for counseling, he said that the issue were things like my big nose and post-baby tummy pooch, not things I could fix with a simple makeover. I was getting organized to ask for a divorce when Carla was hit by a car while riding her bike. She survived and is fine now, but needed several years of intensive surgeries and rehab in order to provide a unified front for Carla and Steve. Larry and I agreed to stay married and be cordial as possible. He continued to see other women during this time, but by this time I was past trying to get him to be faithful. We did separate and divorce after Carla went off to college. Larry is remarried now to a much younger woman, 33 female. In the past couple of years, I've actually decided to focus more on myself, including my appearance. Now that my children are grown and out of the house and I don't have to worry about tiptoeing around a difficult husband, I finally have the time and resources to do so. I didn't get a nose job or other plastic surgeries like Larry wanted, but I did update and colour my hair, started working out more, lost about 15 pounds, got a new wardrobe and actually started dating. I don't have a steady partner yet, but regularly go to age-appropriate singles events and go on dates. Unfortunately, my children detest the new me. In particular, they blame me for the divorce and are angry that I didn't glow up to accommodate Larry, saying I was too selfish and lazy to do so when it mattered. My son Steve is getting married soon and says he is too angry to invite me to the wedding. Carla has gone low contact with me. I had a great relationship with both of them until I'd started my own glow-ups process a couple years ago, which was a few years after Larry and I finalized our divorce. Steve and Carla have told me that the only way to fix this, the only thing that would be fair, is to go back to the way I was before, meaning stop coloring my hair, dress in former plain frumpy way, and stop dating. They say they are the most upset about the dating, and that it's not fair for me to be looking for a new partner. Excuse me. Alright, we're gonna finish this post, but I've got a lot to say. So, am I the arsehole for everything I have done here, for not improving my appearance until after I got divorced? I really don't think Larry would have been faithful to me no matter how much I twisted myself in knots. I felt I did my best I could given the energy and resources I had, and while it may have been selfish, I do believe I deserve to have my own life now. But I am open to other opinions if I have done something wrong here. A big solid, not the arsehole here. What the F is going on with your kids? Honestly, it sounds like their father is has wrapped them around his finger. Honestly, I would go with no contact. Say, look, I'm willing to have, to be in your lives. However, if you're not going to respect me and my wishes and aren't going to be supportive, maybe it's best that we don't talk for a while or something like that. Honestly, take a break from them, and only if they change, open up communications again, I would say. Because honestly, I wouldn't say cut them off completely, but honestly, I wouldn't talk to them as much. I wouldn't care about their opinions as much. If they don't invite you to their wedding, that's their problem. The top comment says, "Huh? Is this for real? Why do you kids think that they have a say in what you'll wear? This is so strange. That's not normal and it's not okay. If you go back to the old you, does the ex go back too? What's the end game here? Cause X is married, surely the adult whiners children know this. OP then posted, they think that I'm basically rubbing it in my ex's face, and theirs that I never cared about him, because I couldn't be bothered to fix myself up until after we had divorced. I explained that it just had to do with the time and bandwidth that I have now that I'm single, and the kids are grown up. But they aren't buying it, and no, of course the ex doesn't go back. The kids just think I deserve to be alone and frumpy, I guess, because I wasn't a perfect wife in my marriage. Honestly, I have a feeling like the father has like said something, and he's like manipulating the kids, but that's just me. And I just want to say to the viewers, thank you for watching today's video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope you leave a comment.